Hey guys, Flaming Shark back with another video, and this is going to be my review to my blind commentary, blind reaction to episodes 6 to 8 of Mob Psycho 100 Season 2. This was way crazier than I was expecting, and I always expect a lot from Mob Psycho, but I did expect this was the middle of the season. I expected things would be kind of the calmest they would be all season, which, I mean, might even still arguably be true, honestly, but I'm just blown away by the ending to episode 8. That was the craziest shit. That was just wild. That was insane. So anyways, before we get into talking about it, obviously links to the reaction are down below in the description. I'm going to try to get this video up on YouTube, so you won't even see this if it goes up on YouTube. But obviously, links are down below in the description. To the reaction on Mega and BitChute. It was actually really funny. In my last, never mind, actually. You probably wonder, what was I going to say? But no. No, it was really good. I really enjoyed that. And, it was a lot of fun. So that was Mob Psycho Season 2, Episode 6 to 8 was crazy. I also have the links to Twitter I never use, Discord server, which I actually do use quite a bit, so that's a good place to, and then my anime list, if you want to check that out. I have an email, which I try to respond to the emails, and then the Patreon. You can support me on Patreon, which is the big thing that, helps the channel be sustainable and maybe eventually even be, if it gets big enough, maybe eventually even be the main thing I do. Who knows? But anyways, check all of that stuff out. It's really cool. And let's talk about the episodes, I guess, because I don't know what to say. But I really don't want to talk about the episodes because I'm actually drained as hell because I just finished episode 8. So what happened was in the reaction was I did 6 and 7 and 8, and then I got interrupted about halfway, maybe a little bit over halfway through episode 8. And then I just pretty much just went to my room and just kind of meditated for a couple hours and just refreshed myself because I was thinking about doing an all-nighter tonight, and I was like, okay, well, I know I won't get to sleep, but I can at least, kind of rest, so to speak. And I figure, later on, if I start to get tired, I can also jack some soda if I really need to, but hopefully not. Hopefully I can just stay up on my zen. No, seriously, not that gay shit, but seriously though. And I was like, okay, I'm feeling really good. Let's finish this mob video up so I can get it edited and get it ready for today for you guys, right? And so I'm like, okay, so there's only 9 minutes. This episode is really cool. And I know I'm kind of jumping to episode 8, but that's just the structure I'm going to go with for this review. I'm mixing it up a little bit here. And so I go in, I'm like, okay, this has been a great set. Episode 6 was a really, really fun episode. And it set up episode 7 wonderfully, where you kind of finished the story or the arc of Reagan on his own doing the all the bullshit and then getting played and then getting an assist from Mob at the end to kind of regain a lot of his credibility. It was really cool, and I thought that was a really fun arc for him. And episode 7, honestly, is one of my favorite episodes of the entire series of Mob Psycho, and I thought the ending to episode 7 would most definitely not be topped by the ending of episode 8. I might have been wrong. But the ending of episode 7, where he said that his master, I know what my master truly is, and that I've known all along, that he's a genuinely good guy, and it was so brilliant. The scene, the delivery, the freaking dialogue, everything about it was perfection, and it really deserves the praise that I think this season gets. I think, I'm over halfway done with the season now. I've done 8 episodes. We still have quite a few left. We still have kind of this, I guess you'd say, this final arc of season 2 left, which is going to be insane based on the ending of episode 8. But, we really got to do the good shit here, and it was absolutely fantastic. And I was like, oh my God, I'm having so much fun with this. episode 8, he does the marathon. He's trying to get 10th place, and if he gets in the top 10, he's going to ask Tsubomi out, and it's really cool. He does really well, but he does black out in the last kilometer, but he was doing quite well before that. And Mob is just growing into a better person, and it's really cool to see Mob grow up, and, you're loving that. It's like, Mob, go Mob, go, and it's so great, because you almost have this connection to Mob, almost like he's your kid, and I know that might be a weird thing to say, but it's like, you're rooting for him, or maybe, your big brother, little brother, whatever, but you're really, like, it's hard to explain it, but Mob is so likable in the sense that you want to root for him to win really hard. And I think that's what makes him, it's one of the qualities of Mob that makes him such a great anime protagonist, or just protagonist in general. I mean, it doesn't really have to be anime specifically, but part of what makes him such a great protagonist is, he plays the role pretty well, and he bounces off the role of his co-star Reagan so well, and that doubly goes for Reagan playing off a Mob. They play off each other so well. It's one of the best duos of like main characters I've ever seen in a series, which in and of itself is such high praise in my opinion, but it even goes beyond that Mob specifically as a main character, despite the fact that I think Reagan is a more enjoyable character for me, because I think Mob is like one of my favorite protagonists probably ever, but Reagan is literally one of my favorite characters ever. Mob is such a likable protagonist. He's someone you want to see win, and I've experienced it in the anime I've watched, and even some of the anime I've watched before I'm on this channel, and even anime on this channel. Like, a lot of times there's been cases where I've not been on the protagonist's side, or at least have not been passionately rooting for the protagonist. I think of like certain other shows where, maybe I don't relate with the protagonist, or maybe I just am not a huge fan of the protagonist. Maybe I don't like his attitude, whatever. But there's a lot of protagonists in anime that aren't a standout character. And your protagonist, even if he's not everyone's favorite character, which some anime are able to have a protagonist that's a lot of people's favorite character. And I think this is probably one, just because Mob doesn't have a ton of characters that it plays with. I mean, I think I'm probably in the majority that think Reagan's their favorite character, because Reagan is the most hilarious thing you've ever seen. But Shigeo is such a great foil to Reagan, as Reagan is to Shigeo, but Shigeo is also just someone that you want to see succeed and you want to see win. And the fact that you want to see Shigeo win makes this show so much better than it otherwise would be, and it still would be really good even without that. I mean, if Shigeo was unlikable, I mean, obviously the whole show wouldn't work, and it would have to be written differently and stuff, but that's besides the point. Anyways, he's great, right? And episode 8 was great. And we have this, everything's going well, and then he's heading back home, and his mom is making him something yummy because he worked so well. She's deciding, okay, I'm going to cook something special up, and everything's great. And then Shigeo comes home, but it's not actually Shigeo. It's the boy from the freaking arc at the end of season 1 that was crazy powerful, that just, left, that wasn't really defeated necessarily. And freaking Ritsu is like, oh shit, and like, just go away. And then he realizes that the parents are home, and then the next thing we see is fire and Shigeo running down to the house, and it's burning, and eventually Shigeo runs into the burning corpses of his parents. Jesus Christ, one. This show has had some brutal moments, as had One Punch Man, but that was dark for one. I didn't necessarily know yet that he had that in him, and I don't know what to think. I don't know if this is like a swerve, his parents are fine, or if they just got fucking yeeted. And I kind of want to say that his parents are fine and it's a misdirect, but I don't know the writer well enough. And honestly, given how popular this show is, how beloved this show is, and how beloved this season is, God, Mob is going to go absolutely apeshit in the next episodes. I'm very scared his parents actually died, and despite the fact that they've never been major characters in the show. That really is a game changer for the show. And oh my god, like, regardless of whether they're actually dead or not, ape shit. Mob is going to go ape shit on the freaking group whose name escapes me. What the hell? What the hell? Mob Psycho 100. Dude, for whatever reason, what is their name? Seriously, what the hell is their name? The Claw. Is that what it is, or no? Yes, Claw. Claw, okay. I never would have thought of that. For whatever reason, I knew it was one word, but I thought it was something longer than that. It was Claw is the name of the organization that, the kind of evil organization of Esper's. That's kind of like the antagonist of sort of the show, even though it's obviously deeper than that. The show is more about Mob growing up into adulthood than it is about, fighting enemies. But I mean, you guys, I don't need to talk about that. But anyways, these episodes were crazy. I'm really drained, actually, after that ending to episode 8. That was insane. And yeah, it was awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. The reaction, whatever the fuck. I'm just kind of frazzled now, but yeah, I'll just leave it at that. So anyways, again, check out the links if you want to, I don't know, get in touch with me or support me or both. I appreciate it. Always fun to hear from you guys, and money's fun too. Anyways, it's time for me to bid you adieu. Flamin' Shark, signing out. Hope you guys have a wonderful, fantastical day, and I will see you next time with another video. Thanks for watching. Peace.